Today we're going to show you how to grill and smoke at home. So here we got your Weber kettle, 22-inch kettle, which is a very versatile piece of equipment. You can use it for your grilling and your smoking. Right here we got our wood chips. You got cherry, you got oak, you got hickory. It's really a preference of what you like. I prefer oak and cherry, but each one to his own. Right here we have our natural lump charcoal. I prefer them over charcoal briquettes. Here we got our chimney starter. It's how you start your fires. A spray bottle, I filled it with apple juice. You can use vinegar, you can use bourbon, tequila, vodka, Arak, whatever you prefer, we don't judge. Hot gloves to handle the meat, we don't want to burn our hands. And here we got our lighter cubes. You can use newspapers and oil, but it tends to make more of a mess. I happen to like these to start the grill with. Meat thermometer, probably our most underrated equipment to have, really important. Here we have our tong, fork. These happen to be Yukon Glory. I really prefer them because I always tend to lose my equipment, and it's pretty convenient to have these magnetic tongs which stick to the grill. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna show you how to set up your grill for direct and indirect grilling. It's really important that when you're grilling, you have the hot side and the indirect side. Because what happens if you just put a direct side, the charcoal all over the grill, what happens is that you're probably gonna burn everything. It's very important to have an indirect side where you can move stuff over during the cook in case the grill gets too hot. And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put it into one side of the grill. This way, I can have my indirect side and my direct side. So here we have our chimney starter, which I already filled halfway up with charcoal. Here we have our cubes, which I'm gonna start the fire with. You can put this on the floor in your backyard, but I'm gonna start it on my grill to avoid ruining my floor. Once the cubes are lit, I'll take my chimney starter, put it over the cubes, probably give it around 15-20 minutes. Just, you want the charcoal to be like a nice gray burner ready. So now we got our charcoal nice and gray and hot. We're about to pour these over the unlit charcoal. All right guys, so now I'm gonna show you how to do a cedar plank smoked salmon. Here we got our 2-pound gorgeous wild side of salmon. You can go bigger, you can go smaller, really up to you. We're actually gonna do a simple marinade. You only need an hour or 2 hours, which really adds a ton of flavor to the fish. First though, we got our water. Around a half a gallon of water. Here we got our salt. 1 part brown sugar. You can use white sugar. I prefer brown sugar. We got our lemon. Really adds good flavor for the cedar plank smoked salmon. We got our onion powder. And we got our cayenne for a little bit of heat. I'm gonna whisk this up. Now, being that you're doing this at home, you wanna try to avoid a mess. One of the tricks I like doing is I like taking a 2-gallon Ziploc bag. Salmon goes in the bag. Brine goes in the bag as well. Back in the bowl, you wanna make sure you get as much air out as possible. Great, you're gonna put this in your fridge for an hour to 2 hours. Ideally overnight if you want to prepare it the night before. I wouldn't recommend more than that. All right guys, here we have our cedar plank, which has been soaked for a few minutes. You could soak it up to an hour. The reason why we use cedar plank for salmon is because it has a very light and neutral flavor. It's not too overpowering versus other woods, hickory or cherry, which in my opinion for salmon is a little too strong. We have our salmon, which we pulled out of the fridge. All right guys, so we're gonna start with a little bit of rub. I'm not putting salt in because we had already a bunch of salt from the brine already, from the marinade. So I'm gonna sprinkle it with fresh coarse black pepper, some brown sugar because we all love sweet, a little bit of heat, some cayenne. We got our lemon, makes it real pretty and tastes good. We got some herbs. We're gonna take the cedar plank. We are gonna put it on the indirect side, not the hot side of the grill. Your grill is probably gonna be between 300 and 425 degrees. You're looking at a 35 to 40 minute cook. We're looking for 135 to 140 internal temp on the salmon. Really important guys that when you're putting the cover on the grill that you have the side with the holes where the airflow comes out away from the fire. This way, the fire comes through the fish and out over here. All right, now that our salmon has been smoking for approximately 45 minutes, it should be done. We're gonna double check on that. We got our heat-proof gloves, really crucial. We're gonna take off the top. Wow, look at that gorgeous piece of salmon. Oh my gosh, wow. The insert for temp, we're looking for 135 to 140. You can go a little higher, but I prefer my salmon medium rare. and it's done, ready to serve. Woo, it's hot. Look at that gorgeous smoke that the salmon picked up. You know, nice mahogany color. And the cedar, gorgeous. Okay guys, so if you want to break from chicken and beef, cedar plank salmon, in my opinion, is the way to go. Your guests will be surprised, especially when you serve it directly on the cedar planks. Looks really cool. It goes really well with any sort of green. Subscribe to this channel for more videos to come. Thank you guys for watching. See you next video.